What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be finishing off the Toar and Roby pomade line. We're going to do this by reviewing their Light Hold High Shine Pomade, the Executive Slick. So you guys remember from last week we took a look at the original, which we felt was a pretty insufficient, inadequate, underperforming pomade. And especially as one that we had to import because this is from Indonesia. We have to import it as Americans or anywhere outside of Indonesia, so that costs a lot more money for us. And so to import, we need something special, something great, something amazing. And unfortunately, Toar and Roby, the original, does not fit the bill. We also looked at the Heavy Duty on the other hand, which is a waxy pomade. And that one actually did extremely well. It performed beautifully, did well, but it is a really heavy pomade. There's still refinement that needs to be done with the product, in my opinion, but overall, in terms of just pure performance, it does pretty well. But yeah, so we'll be concluding the line with the Executive Slick, and we'll be seeing how well this one performs today. And we'll start off, of course, by looking at the jar. Alright, so here is the pomade. Same design style as before, minus the change in labeling here in green to Executive Slick. So we already spoke about this before. The design composition is really bad on this product. This is some like Microsoft Paint, Microsoft Word level work. The branding itself, the logo, isn't bad, but the overall composition of the jar design is mediocre. And we already talked about that before, so let's go ahead and move on. This is brewed in Jakarta, Indonesia. This is a 100-gram jar. And let's go ahead and look at the ingredients. Petrolatum, coconut oil, and fragrance. Yes, there's no wax. And this is some like Murray Super Light, some like Tres Flores, Brilliantine, like level stuff. And this makes me like pretty concerned. I mean, this is going to be a super greasy pomade. The coconut oil, you guys might have seen it before. It's actually starting to trend in that it's now used as a substitute of butter. And so in room temperature, it's solid. Any additional like higher temperature, it starts melting really quickly. And so this is a really interesting compound, but at the same time, it's not like a hold compound. It's not going to be like a waxy thing. So this is a pretty oily and greasy pomade, which kind of, what's a good word for it? Puts me off a little bit. And so we'll use it anyways, of course, and we'll go through the review. Opening it up, you'll see right away, it's semi-translucent, which is what we kind of associate with a really greasy pomade. The more greasy the pomade, the more translucent see-through it is. But either way, it's off-white. Let's go ahead and start using the pomade. And the scent of this pomade is like almost no difference from the other products. I mean, according to like the exact wording, it's supposed to be more musky than the other ones, but I honestly don't detect that. It's the same exact smell. And so, I mean, I'm hoping for a lot out of this pomade because a lot of people actually like this one. And despite like how much the ingredients list like kind of put me off, a lot of people like have approved of it. So we'll really see how well it performs, and specifically for me and my needs. So scooping it out, it's honestly like scooping out like Royal Crown hairdressing almost. I mean, super easy. I mean, this is a light pomade. This is what we expect. Putting it in hands, it smears really easily, but like I will admit, whereas in Royal Crown hairdressing, it just sheds like just straight up oil. This one actually has some sort of like stickiness to it, which is probably just the presence of the petroleum. Because petroleum, we could kind of just, its characteristics we can kind of assume to match up with like a petroleum jelly. And so we can really see here like what characteristics are a result of the petrolatum, which ones are the characteristic of the coconut oil. And so we'll keep that in mind throughout the review and really see if a pomade can be made so simply out of just petrolatum and coconut oil. And at the same time, I expect to be going outdoors a lot today, so normally I would apply extra product, but because this one like doesn't really provide wax, more product isn't really the way to go with it. Since it's a really weighty pomade, if you add too much product, you're just going to weigh yourself down. So we'll go for kind of on the lighter side of application. Hopefully just adding enough, like hitting that nice middle ground to match up with my hair, giving it like natural height, natural volume, without weighing it down too much at all. But if you notice, yeah, really lightweight, easy to apply. I can throw my hair around without any sort of problem, so that won't be an issue. But actually, also as I apply, the scent is a lot more like astringent, or like has more bite than the other ones. As you guys remember, as I mentioned before, this one has a fresh scent, but it's a really like soapy, like soap bar type of scent. So it has that like astringency or like that bite of like a cleaner. And this one, the cleaner is like much stronger. So I do feel like I get a little more bite or a little more like burn or itchiness on my nose. It like touches my nose more, it tingles my nose more. Alright, like I said, I'm going for light application today given my my workload today. And so go ahead and start slicking everything back with the comb. And right now, as we expect, it's really easy to comb through. It's light like pomade, just straight up petroleum, coconut oil. There's absolutely no reason it should have any sort of grip or discomfort. With that done, let's go ahead and form the part. And so, while we do this, I want to talk about like kind of a light pomade. By definition of a light pomade, well, at least here on the Pomp, how we define it is, a light pomade is something that allows your hair to kind of, allows it to still embrace or withhold its natural characteristics. A light pomade basically gives you the minimal amount of styling aid, and it's relatively more difficult to style with, but the idea is it gives you just enough for you to style with, so your natural characteristics of your hair, whether it's wavy, curly, or straight like mine, it allows that characteristic to still come out. And so, in theory, a light hold pomade is perfect. I mean, it gives you just what you need, nothing more and nothing less, and also is really light and washes out really easily and stuff like that. It's a really convenient product. However, it has not been approached as such in the market. A lot of people basically think light hold pomade, just grease, just shine, no hold. Whereas light pomade is still a light hold pomade. It still should give you good hold, which means it needs wax. So it means it needs good control and stuff like that. Just enough control for you to style something while still being unique and stuff like that. Whereas like, let's say a heavy pomade, for example, gives you like super like a lot of control, basically allowing you to turn your hair from like super wavy to something else completely new, whereas like something that is foreign to you, basically allowing you to kind of take wavy hair, make it straight, and make it look like someone else's hair completely. So kind of taking your natural characteristics out or overpowering them. And so what we hope out of this pomade as a light hold pomade is we want hold, and that's been a concern for me because this one doesn't have wax. And so we really need to see that. I really hope that it provides some good hold. And we're going to check out whether it's like provides enough control to style something, and at the same time allowing kind of like the natural characteristics of my super straight hair to come out. So right now the sides are actually not being slicked down well at all. I mean, they are at good length now. They can be slicked down without a doubt. Like they will be held down by almost any other product, but right now I'm getting like quite a few hairs that are still sticking up. But either way, go ahead and start moving and forming like the pomp now. Alright, and we'll go ahead and call that done. And so what I see right now is a quite beautiful pomp. I mean, it has good shape, good form, good height. But in all honesty, I'm like afraid to even shake my head a little bit because splits form, things fall apart, and like as I go throughout my day, I feel like I can't even look down right now unless I just like don't move my head, because like this pomp would just fall apart. But as it is, it's like beautiful. It has nice shape and stuff. The sides are still not slicked down nicely, but the pomp itself, because the product is so like light, you can really get beautiful shape out of it. But at the same time, I'm not styling for just me here in the mirror. Like, I need to go out and do work with it. And so that's gonna be the biggest concern with this one. Like, it can give me a nice pompadour, but what's the point of having a nice one if I can't even step out of my bathroom for it, you know? So we'll see how it goes. Like, the shine is really good. It's a slick pomade, so very few stray hairs on the pomp itself, but a lot of stray hairs on the sides because it just can't hold it down right now. But like I said, we'll go ahead, go throughout the day now, and I'll come back and we'll talk about the endurance and restylability, just how well this pomade like performs throughout the day. Alright, what up guys? I'm back now, end of the day. Let's finally review the hair and decide like how well it performed. So I actually really put it through the test today. I had to do a photo shoot up at a mountain winery, so on like a big hill, and essentially the wind was blowing hard and this pomade just fell apart. I mean, you'll see it in the photos on Instagram and stuff like that. My hair just got undone and it was just like everything went ham. Given, yes, it was like extremely windy on that hill and it was like a lot of kind of movement to really just like get the photo shoot done, but still, like, I would have rather much really preferred a pomade that just like stayed where I put it, just so I didn't have to deal with it or anything. But yeah, and like during that I couldn't restyle, and so it just looked terrible. Finger combing with this pomade is also just doesn't work well for lightweight, like really greasy pomade, because like I mentioned before in some of the other reviews, like as you finger comb it, the grease really causes it to clump up and you get these like large strands of clumps of hair going back, and it's just not aesthetic. You need more texture than like that, but with a lightweight greasy pomade you can't provide that for you guys. But restylability, it's like good for that, but you need access to a mirror, you need access to a comb, and for example today on the fly like that I didn't have access to that, so that just made everything just go bad. Let's see what else. Washing it out. Yes, it gets washed out in like 1 or 2 showers. Really easy to wash out. So that waxiness that really like stays and grips to your hair isn't present in this product. So washes out real quick. At the same time, you get no buildup at all. As in, you get a greasy buildup but no beneficial buildup. So that's unfortunate. The slickness is still present. The shine is still present. But just overall, things just aren't like what it was in the morning. But yeah, so this has been a review for Toar and Roby, and in conclusion, it has some good aspects. Yes, it's a lightweight pomade, it's greasy, and you can style a nice pompadour. But just because you can style one in the mirror, you also need to maintain it when you go out the door, and this pomade just can't really do that. And so unfortunately, I had to say that like there's a lot more potential and a lot more improvements that need to be built on with Toar and Roby. They have the baseline, like you can style that initial one, but you need to put in a little bit of wax, a little bit, something that will actually hold, grip it, and maintain a pompadour throughout the day. Other than that, it has a good future, and the path has been set for it. But yeah, so this has been a review for Toar and Roby Executive Slick. In the future, I'll be reviewing a few more pomades. Just keep an eye on Instagram. I'll let you guys know there. But Sheer Revival is releasing a heavy pomade, I believe. I'll be reviewing that. Some stuff from Tough and Tumble. Another one from... can't think of it right now. But yeah, just keep posted. Check out Instagram, check out Facebook. I'll keep you guys updated there. Other than that, take care guys, and have a good weekend.